Hey everybody, TC Bradley, host of God Made Millionaire TV, and I've been waiting all week for you, yes you, to come and watch this show. If you've got a God-given dream within your heart, this is the place for you to be every Sunday night. I've got an incredible lineup of guests waiting to share their God-given dreams with you right now. I have a powerful interview with two-time #1 best-selling author Chris Cebollero. Chris is an amazing business leader who's in demand as a keynote speaker, management consultant, and leadership expert. But for right now, let's crack open the vault and let's start the show. Chris, I have to admit, I've been excited to have you come on my set and do this interview. You know, it's not often I have a person that comes on and they've written 2 books, both debuting on the bestseller list. So congratulations on that. Tell us a little bit about those books, you know, to start out for the people listening at home, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, anytime you write a book, you just hope that people are going to read it. You're kind of writing it for yourself.
Right.
And the first book I wrote was Ultimate Leadership, 10 Rules for Success. And these are the rules that I had to come up with to be a better leader. I got to tell you, when I first started out in leadership, I was horrible.
Right.
You know, I wanted to be better than the people who were guiding me. And I actually wound up to be a little worse. A little bit of that ego came out.
Right.
So there were rules that I had to come up with because of failures, right? My rule number 1 is never allow your emotions to dictate your actions. How do you think I learned that one?
Right.
I allowed my emotions to dictate my actions, and then we go ahead and we talk about emotional intelligence and what it means. And what if I told you that you have no choice but to feel your emotion first? It's what you do with it now that you're a leader that really kind of makes the difference. So my 10 rules for success. And then the next one was Ultimate Success, Strategic Leadership Excellence. And I kind of took that a step further as to what skills do you need to have as a leader to be successful? And now, you know, where's that blueprint? Who taught us how to be good leaders? There's really nobody out there. So that's where I kind of came from.
Right. Chris, you're very much in demand as a speaker. I see you speak all across the country. Yeah. Who typically pulls you in to speak at an event?
You know, I think that there are a lot of people who want motivation. You think about the science of leadership, TC, and the science is there. And it's my interpretation of the science as to what I get out of it. And I want to be able to share my interpretation. And one of the things that I talk about when people say we want you to come and be our motivational speaker is, what's plaguing your organization? Or what is it that, you know, your group of people, what do they want to learn? And let me go ahead and build something specific to them. And I really enjoy that more than anything.
So that's your zone of genius, is helping organizations identify that weak spot?
You know, I think it is. I've gone into many organizations and I see a lot of, you know, common mistakes. And I think there are 2 common mistakes that organizations make. The first off is they don't cast a vision. I love it, TC. When I'm speaking, and one of the questions I'll ask is, how many people out there have a vision statement? And they'll raise their hand with pride. And then the next question kind of chills them when I say, who can come up here and recite it for me? I read a good book one time that said, where there is no vision, the people will perish. Right? So
that's a very good book, Chris.
It is. So when we think about vision, if I say, think about a door, you don't see the letters D-O-O-R. You actually picture a door. We are wired to think in pictures. In the absence of vision, we don't know where we're going, or we don't know when we're going to be there. Number 2 is, I need to know my responsibility in reaching that vision. Another core mistake is that we don't invest in the people that work with us. We invite these people into our organization to help us be successful, but we don't invest in them once they get there. And that's a big, big problem as well. And I'm going to give you the secret to success before we end here. Right now, treat your workforce like they're your clients and customers, and then watch how they treat your clients and customers. Again, I talked about it a minute ago. We go through this process of hiring people. Maybe it's a hiring exam, maybe it's interviews, maybe it's assessment tests. And then when we bring them into the organization, TC, we sit them in the corner and say, if you got a problem, raise your hand. Well, how are we going to grow our organization? You're coming to me with a set of skills. You're coming to me with a set of knowledge. My job now is to help you grow to get to the next step for your success, that you could help me be successful as an organization.
Right. I want to go back for a second, because you started talking about vision. And most people, I would have to say most people don't have a vision.
Yeah.
Would you say that's true? Even, have you found in corporate America, is there vision there? Yeah. In corporate America, are they lacking a vision?
I think that there is, but vision isn't seen as important as they think that it is. What's the vision for your show? What's the vision for our organization? What's the vision for this year? We have to be able to put that vision in forefront. Again, where there is no vision, the people will perish, right? And if you don't have a vision, or if you can't recite, as a leader, if you can't recite your vision statement, why does the workforce need to know what your vision is? So if you can't recite your vision statement as a leader, go in, tear it up, and start over. Bring your workforce to the table, bring your leaders to the table, and ask them to help you create that vision. And then build a campaign around it. Put it on banners, put it on their badges. And then everything they do is about reaching the vision. Let people know what their responsibility is to reach the vision. If you don't have one and you're not using a vision, you are failing your organization.
Chris, what is the biggest challenge facing a business leader today?
I think one of the other ones is that they don't invest in their leadership team. The most important thing that I have to do as a leader is bring the very best out in the workforce. And if I don't have those skills, people don't leave organizations.
Right.
They quit their leaders because they're not taking care of them, they don't appreciate them, they don't respect them, they talk down to them. We need to be able to make our leadership team solid. We think about our goal of servant leadership. It's all about service. And when you talk about servant leadership and engaging the workforce and helping them to become satisfied, that's the power of leadership. That's the science of leadership. I've been saying for a lot of years, TC, that leadership is both an art and a science. If you don't, know the science and understand the science, you will never paint the picture of organizational success.
Right. What has been your biggest influence in your leadership management style and what you're doing right now?
Mistakes. When we think about it, we think mistakes are bad. Ooh, you made a mistake. And really, name the one thing that you ever did the first time that you did great.
Right.
It's all about mistakes. And we've been sold this bill of goods that mistakes are bad. I'm all for making mistakes. I'm all for learning from those mistakes. I'm all for bringing that culture into an organization to say mistakes are okay. We're not a one-mistake organization where you need to get fired for making a mistake. Let's learn from it. The first time you do something, TC, it's a mistake. Second time you do the same thing, it's a choice because you knew it was a mistake.
Right.
And I think that we've got to be able now to invest in those people who are with us and let them make mistakes and let them grow from that.
All right, so let me ask you this. The aspiring leaders that are watching this, the people that are going to venture into that area of business, what would be your message to them?
I think the first thing is to figure out why you want to do it. Why do you want to be a leader? I got to tell you, there are some leaders that just want to do it to make more money, so they can get that parking spot, so they can, wear a different color badge. If you're in the first responder, being a paramedic for a lot of years, people just want to get those gold badges, but they don't really think about the importance of what they're doing to guide that workforce, to be the positive influence for that workforce, to help motivate and inspire that workforce. And if you truly want to become a leader that's going to make a difference,
yes,
you got to be able to do it with the sincerity of wanting to serve those people. They don't work for you. You work for them. You've got to give them the very best you got to get the very best out of them to help grow the organization and make the organization become successful. That's the secret sauce, man.
Man alive. Chris Cebollero, we are out of time for this segment, but I have to tell you, I can see and I can hear your passion, and I can see why you're so in demand as a consultant and as a speaker.
Thank you.
So would you come back and see me?
I would love to come back.
Especially when you release that next book.
I will. That'll be awesome to do that. I don't know what it's going to be about yet, and I'm going to need your counsel.
All right. You got it. Chris Cebollero, fantastic. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, TC. Glad to be here.